I did a book called Blop. And in my notebook, so if you talk about my practice, I think the most important thing is to have a notebook and to not every stupid idea in it, because you go back to this idea and suddenly this idea becomes something. And when you wrote it before, it didn't mean anything. And blobs, there were some in that book. It was kind of a try to make this blob living, moving in the book. It was really this idea. There was different way to express this idea of this kind of blobs, like shapes, moving in the book and going outside of the book. So I had, and in the very, very little sketch, I just put your finger here and all the blobs will come here. And it was a start. And after, you just have to sing. And I tried to sing that I didn't want to do a blob number 2. So I wanted something to be a little more radical, even if blob was really radical, but something more radical. And because I'm also a little bit obsessed by simplicity, because simplicity is the better way to express idea, and especially for children, especially for babies. And this idea bring me to the most simple simplicity, which is a dot. And I draw 1 dot, 2 dots, 3 dots, and then 15 dots, because there's only 15 dots in that book. And I follow the line. Just follow this idea from the beginning to the end. It went pretty fast when I had it. I really had it very obviously. But the role is as there is dots and there is colors. I mean, there is no drawing anymore. And just to express the idea, I choose to use these colors because these colors are colors, maybe children's colors in a way, but they are also very basic colors. It's blue, red, yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue, red, yellow. That's it. So if you start to think that book with a beautiful pink, a red you like because it's a little bit acid and sparkling, and a gold, why not? Because you like the 3 colors together. It's become totally another book. It's a book of you, and I don't want to make my book. I want to make a book. I want to make a book that express an idea. So I don't feel I express myself, of course, but I express the idea because the idea is a way to convey. Usually I don't test, I do not test. But this one, it was a very strange period because I lose one publisher, I didn't have the other one. So I was a little bit lost in terms of production and publishers. And I show it to somebody, and she was completely wrong with it. So it was because usually I don't test, I don't show. If I feel it's good for me. So if it's good, I think it will work out. But in this one, because I was a little bit lost, I showed to somebody, and I don't want to give the name, but I remember very well. So she started, it's nice, but if it was balloon, it would be better, whatever. At that point, I was thinking, okay, I've got a good idea, and you just do not catch it. But usually, when I give the idea of the book, it's very finished or not finished. It depends of kind of book, but I know where I'm going. I don't want to give a slot too large. It started because when I was in the first classroom, I was a comedian. I was just a comedian. I was just tricky, doing some tricks here and there. I was going in the classrooms and uh, suddenly become very upset and going out of the classroom. I will never come back again in that classroom and whatever. It was just like a show, very improvised. So I started that show with classroom, and reading the books, and yeah, so it's become my little show. Then when I was going in a school, all the schools wanted to me to come in the school, so I was thinking, okay, I will not go in each schools, which something I've been doing, but it's so tiring. So I was thinking, okay, I will take all the children of the school all together. So I was doing all this performance and with this performance, the reading became the drawing part. And as I said, I just follow the line. I add some stuff. I don't try to remember, but by improvisation, it comes and it comes and it comes. And last year in December in Paris, I created a show in the theater, a national theater, for 3 weeks, and it was just like wonderful because it was really written to give the space for improvisation. Yeah, autoplay is a book to show the line because it's not obvious to see the line. It's not obvious to follow something like somebody like me from the beginning to the end because the books there is not all these books in the bookshops and so on. So it was a way to show that there is a line. The lines start with my biography, with this kind of idea of get bored when you are a child and stuff like that, to first book and to workshops and to words and to vocabulary and just to express that um, behind each book there is somebody that creates a line. I I wrote that book with my art director, which participate in almost all of my books since the beginning. And Sophie, I wrote the writing with her. She's somebody I know for a very long time, so it was just like the family also. Just like so exciting to go to the next one. I'm very exciting by the book of text I'm writing about my work. I'm writing a book with photographies, kind of activity book with photographies called J'aime bien, I love what I love. What I love is about to find just a little hint, the little stuff that you can put in your brain. It's not an activity book like it takes tons of hour, but it's activities that bring you to buy a notebook and to put some ideas in one notebook. And maybe you can buy 10 notebooks and start one idea, one with variations, one with whatever. You've got signs, and okay, there is 50 ideas in that book, but just little inputs, just a little thing to say, okay, what if you wanted to start to create something, just not to create, but to to start the process. And the process is always to take a dot and to go into variations. Take a dot, you take a small dot, you take a bigger dot, you take a dot on a dot, you take a dot around a dot. It's about that, what I'm doing. That's why I give it very easily, because what I give is that process to say that there is an infinity in the simplicity. It's very simple. It's a dot, it's a scribble, it's a line, it's nothing. But with that nothing, if you want to change your mind and if you want to think that this nothing could be an infinity, you've got a whole world here. So these activities in that book are about that philosophy. There is one activity which is close your eyes. Because when you close your eyes, when there is light, you look at the light, you close your eyes, and it's just like a show, and it's beautiful. I was doing it this afternoon. This is beautiful red and purple, and there was that green, and it was just like very beautiful. And suddenly there was kind of mushroom. It was really beautiful. You close your eyes, you look at it, you draw it. You draw it in black and white. I don't know. That process of being alive with your own environment and not to go to God, to the best, to the enormous, to the creativity, because it's just like terrible. If you are too little and you want to do too big, and it's terrible. It's terrible. But look at a child. Don't care. You take a pen. You take a sheet of paper, and if you give him the right instruction, which is, I think it's perfect with the ideal exhibition. You go not to the beautiful drawing and so on. You go to this energy. You give that energy. You give the possibility to express yourself with your body, and this is a completely different approach. And I think that we need it. I'm sure that we need it.